Happy International Men's Day and Happy World Toilet Day. Can't help but feel them two go together really well. So even though it's International Men's Day, respect the toilet. Make sure you don't wee all over the seat. Speaking of pissing contest, interesting how we're not even out of the month of Scorpio. And there was Betrayal. There has been missiles launched in an effort to push the next world war. So interesting timing. It's come just as the Orange Man had managed to escape any sentencing, as now apparently he will not be sentenced. He has been acquitted, and the prosecution now has 7 days to gather bits together and appeal, but it's just delaying the inevitable at this stage. And they know it. So immediately, there is betrayal. There is US missiles being used in the Ukraine-Russia war. Similar theme when the Democrats lost in 2016. There was nothing but talk of Russian collusion, Russia this, Russia that, Russia, 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 and now straight away they lose power again. Just have to get Russia involved. And for this to be happening on a Tuesday as well, on Tyrsday, on Tyr, god of war, or Mardi, as Mars is also the god of war. What we're watching really is just a show. Everything is acting out in the same way as the stars above. As above, so below. The first rule of Hermetic wisdom. So what we're watching isn't really anyone losing power and taking stabs at the other side. It's a show. What we're meant to be seeing is this inability to accept reality for what it is. And the last desperate push is to try and make sure that everyone believes in a falsehood. The optics are supposed to represent how easy it is for one side to get away with as much as they want in terms of stories that they push because of the media being controlled. Neither left nor right is evil. There's things on the left I agree with, things on the right I agree with. This isn't talking personal choice or morals. The left versus the right on the main stage is showing you what will happen or what can happen, what is possible with the rules that are set in place, and what can happen when a political party is in bed with the media. As a lot of people would believe what they see in the media, they believe what they read, they believe all of these things until something happens on the day, and then they can't understand what could have happened to make it different from how the media was telling them. So people still puzzled at how they take this man to court many times for impeachments and accusations of quite serious crimes, and yet nothing sticks. He is the Teflon Don. Nothing sticks to him. It will just rolls straight off. And the reason is obviously they're all just playing a role, but what it's supposed to look like is that you really cannot trust what you read, what you are told. The only other alternative is that there is a conspiracy of some kind of shadow government or deep state. Of course, as Trump supporters use this term, the deep state, and talking about this, and the people from the left were heavily enforcing the idea that this was not possible and laughable as an idea. It's quite difficult to then switch to that as you're trying to explain what's going on in your current era. So we're at a stage of awakening for sure, but it's also still trying to keep your attention away from other things that are going on. So there was the farmers' protest today in the UK. There's all sorts going on around the world. I think there's protests in France at the moment. They're desperately trying to put someone in prison so that they won't get voted in. It's not just happening in America, it's happening everywhere. And people see these things. People see that many attempts that have been made on Trump's life as well as his freedom. And They recognize these things. People see the protests that go unmentioned by the media, like the Gilets jaunes from France that were protesting for about 2 years worth of weekends, which brought the country to a complete standstill before any of it was even mentioned in the media. And then what was mentioned was quite far removed from what was going on. And I think people realizing that the narrative doesn't serve us. The narrative is his story, not our story. And when you start to question what is real and realize that what you're being fed is not real, is fake and part of an agenda, now that is a major step towards taking control of your own destiny, your own mind, not allowing the government to steer your mind. Govern just means to steer, ment is your mind, mental. You shouldn't really have anyone steering your mind. You should be able to control your own ship, be in charge of your own vessel. I have a feeling that we're going to have a lot more chaos before there's any calm, especially as we're just reaching the end of the year of the dragon and about to move into year of the snake. The snake represents Scorpio, if you syncretize the east and western zodiac. So, as we're just about to leave Scorpio, so imagine the mood that this past month has had. That's what the whole of next year shall have. So there's going to be a lot of pull into temptation, a lot of false stories, speaking with forked tongue, but also a lot of opportunity for material gain. So it's not all bad. The snake is the sixth animal in the Chinese zodiac. That is a lucky number in China. 666 is considered a highly sought after number for people to get it on their license plates. They would pay quite a large sum of money. And in terms of the world stage, I think it's going to be a lot more betrayal, lies, deceit, and possibly a lot more pushing towards AI, artificial intelligence. But I'm not able to get into that right now. I've got some food that I've just made. We're moving out of Scorpio into Sagittarius. Scorpio is that sexual energy. As Scorpio rules the genitals and gives you that sting of the scorpion, as you could end up with an STD or a pregnancy, an unexpected pregnancy. We're now moving into Sagittarius, who is the horse, or the representing the body. Sagittarius is said to be such a skilled horse rider, you can't tell where the horse ends and the man begins. It's like the two are one. And to celebrate, we're having some homemade chips. Sagittarius rules the hips. And where do the chips go? Clue in the name. See hips. So I'm going to go get them now before they get cold. As for you guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.